Welcome to 2x4 Hardcore, Episode 15, The Scandal. Hey guys, so I hope you've been enjoying your week. I'm your host, David, and on this episode, I'm going to be having an interview with Abevious, and he's actually a mage on the Arcadian Forest server, and he's going to be talking to me about his spec, his gear, some strategies he has for mages, and what he thinks of the patch update. After that, I'm going to give an update on the logo contest. And finally, I'm going to talk about a really cool app that someone in the forum community is actually developing. But before all that, I'm going to talk about something that has to do with the Order in Chaos forum and hacking in the game. This isn't a topic that I wanted to talk about on the show, but I think that I need to address it and what I think about all of my actions in this and what other people have said and done as well. I don't like to talk about gossip and forum trolls on the show, but it is really important that I talk about this incident. I'm talking, of course, about the Muffin Top hacking scandal on the Order in Chaos forums, and what I did to mess everything up. Let me give this some context first. I'm going to start by talking about what happened in November of last year that started all of this. I'm just going to give the short version. So there was this glitch in Swamp of Worms that a lot of people knew about, and it wasn't fixed for a few weeks. Well, I found out about it, but didn't really know what would happen. And I saw a bunch of people just standing around in this area, so I walked to them. Then I started lagging, and I couldn't log on my monk, and I was constantly disconnected. This is what this swamp glitch did. It made your characters unplayable pretty much if you walked into it. It's just a huge lag zone, and that was because of multiple mobs being replicated and all around and just lagging up that little area. And Gameloft has fixed this since then. After I got my monk stuck in there, I then thought that I could pull a prank on someone on the server who ganked and trolled constantly, and of course that's Muffin Top. After I tricked him into going into the glitch, he got pretty mad at me on an alt, and basically threatened me and said, "We're not even till I say so." I didn't really care at the time, because I was going to take a break from the game for a while. And 2 weeks later, when I opened up the game to check on my characters, I found 3 level 1s. So I was actually hacked. Now, it's debatable if Muffin Top did this or not. Although, when I confronted him in the game in November, he pretended like he didn't know who I was, even though I told him that I thought that he had hacked me. Instead of denying it or maybe embracing it like the troll you'd think he is, he just said, "You're crazy, leave me alone," basically stuff along those lines. No, this isn't proof that he hacked me. Many accounts have been hacked and guilds have been disbanded, but no one knows who has really done it. And I realized I lost a lot of my credibility due to an incident that occurred over this weekend, and I'm going to talk about that now. So I don't take a lot of pride in my actions, but I do think they may have made an impact on certain things, good and bad. So here's what happened. Chakes and Muffin Top from the Arcadian Forest server have long been enemies, and Chakes also thinks that Muffin Top or his guildies are hackers. Chakes posted a lot of topics about Muffin Top this weekend. He's kind of spamming the forum, so that may have been why people got upset about it. And he was trying to prove that Muffin Top is a hacker. One of these pictures shows an alt saying things like, "I'm going to sniff your packet," which refers to the hacking. Anyways, I knew that Muffin Top would never admit to anything, and all of his friends defend him on the forum and try to troll up any thread that talks about him. That's how I got the genius idea, sarcasm intended, to Photoshop a couple of screenshots with intentions of making Muffin Top look like a hacker. It's pretty obvious what I did, which is cutting and pasting words over sentences into different places on the screenshot and putting them out of context. So yeah, it was pretty dirty. So I posted this screenshot on the forum on a different account that many thought was owned by Chakes, and this account is Muffin Top's #1 fan, which I thought was comical at the time. I locked the thread so that Muffin Top's guildies wouldn't try to troll it up. Somehow I knew that they could find out that it was photoshopped even before they did. In the post I made with the screenshot, I did everything I could to try to convince people that Muffin Top was the hacker. My intentions, of course, were to get him banned from the game because of the recent bannings that Gameloft has been giving to people in the game. I thought that Gameloft would fall for it, and they did. They banned Muffin Top's game account for a year, until he fought with them all day trying to get his account back and trying to prove that he wasn't a hacker. Eventually, the thread I knew would come in response to mine appeared. It was by someone named Omeko, who for some reason changed his name to Buddy Christ as a practical joke or a cover-up of something. He provided evidence that the photo that I posted was photoshopped and that I was the account Muffin Top's #1 fan. I made this account to not make myself look bad, I'm ashamed to say, and it was very cowardly of me. Anyways, he posted all this evidence, so I admitted to it immediately. Some people said I made an excuse about it all, but truthfully, I have been thinking about this since I posted the photo. I knew that Gameloft would fall for it because they always fell for something like this. People have been getting free epics for months by photoshopping pictures and lying to Gameloft mods as well, but I wasted their time because there are a lot more important cases they could have been working on. No, the fact that this does prove that Gameloft doesn't know how to really investigate doesn't make it okay to do what I did. I did it because I was angry at all of Muffin Top's friends for sabotaging threads, and that Muffin Top had threatened me before my account got hacked. Gameloft mods didn't take lightly to what I did, but they did constantly state that now they couldn't trust every photo that gets sent in. Maybe that means that they will actually investigate these hackings or scammings instead of believing one photo. I was of course banned from the forum for what I did, and I really can't complain with that. I've wanted Gameloft to crack down on the banning for a while now, and it looks like they're actually starting to. The problem is they don't really know what they're doing. People are getting banned in the game for saying that they are selling a Blood Monk's cloak or something on Global. That was one case that I saw. Obscene names in the game should warrant a ban, but Gameloft doesn't offer a quick name change as far as I know, except by paying $10 to switch servers and come back. On the forum, in response to my fake picture, everyone started trolling and Gameloft was locking threads about it and saying things like, "We should ban all of you for trolling so much." I mean, come on, if you start banning everyone for something like trolling, you'll have no one left, because a lot of people troll on that forum. Gameloft needs to start investigating these things and stop banning people in the game for almost no reason, and start banning people on the forum more. And I got what I deserve. I know a lot of people are mad at me, and that's totally understandable. I don't have a problem with it because I deserve what I got, and I did use the wrong methods to get the outcome I wanted. I'm afraid that my actions have halted any investigation on Muffin Top, because Gameloft is taking him and his friend's side now just because of my Photoshop picture. I wanted to apologize to Chakes and Igloo for messing up the investigation on Muffin Top. They were actually working on trying to figure out if it's really Muffin Top and coming up with legit proof, but I actually messed that up with this whole thing. A lot of people know that Muffin Top has scammed epics, and that's pretty common knowledge. Is Muffin Top or one of his friends a hacker? Maybe. Has he scammed epics? Most likely, but there's still no proof. Is he a huge troll and could trick anyone? Yes. Was what I did and the way I did it justified? No. Because of what I did, Gameloft will probably leave Muffin Top and his investigation alone, and I can't blame them for that. Now, if you take my word for this, Muffin Top actually confronted me in the game a few days ago, and it's pretty obvious he wants revenge. If I get hacked again, I won't be surprised, but I won't automatically think that Muffin Top is responsible, but I will quietly try to get Gameloft to investigate what happened if I do get hacked. I'm not trying to say that Muffin Top is gonna hack me, and I don't expect you to believe that he even said that, because my credibility is at an all-time low because of all of this. So after I posted that fake picture, a lot of people don't trust me. I agree with them that I no longer have any credibility on any of the hacking or scamming in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't believe a word I've said about this so far. I also said I would never troll or flame on the forums again, and of course I did. I mean, maybe I should stop making so many damn promises. I'm not the angel of this community, I don't always do the right thing, and I'm not neutral on a lot of topics. Basically, I'm not massively portable. They have a lot of opinions, but never usually take sides against people. They take a neutral standpoint from it. I'm not like that. I have a different perspective on these things, and I believe in things that others might not. But I just want you guys to know that I know what I did was wrong. I won't be posting on the forums anymore, and I won't be part of the community for a while on the forums. There are a lot of trolls and Muffin Top lovers who want me banned from the game now, and keep pushing it towards Gameloft. First of all, it is really none of their business who gets banned, as stated in Gameloft's terms of service, and they've stated this on the forum as well. Second of all, what I did was on the forum, and I got banned for it, so why do these people care so much if I get banned in the game? I think people who get banned should be those who scam epics, hack, or state obscenities most of the time. I got lucky though. Gameloft told me that they aren't banning my account, so I really got off scot-free this time, except for my forum account, which was banned. The fact that these people are trying to get me banned and now boycott my podcast is hilarious and gratifying. They care enough to try to tell everyone to not participate in my logo contest, which the thread for that was actually locked because of people trying to troll it. I'm really amused by all this, and the fact that they care enough to tell everyone about my podcast is honestly pretty awesome. So I suppose I should give a thank you to all the trolls who are trying to end my show, because it shows that you care enough to actually talk about it. These people take the game and the forum too seriously, and being the trolls that they are, they blow things way out of proportion and go too far. But is what I did any different? Maybe I deserve this hate. I do regret my actions, and I would regret them if I were caught or not. If I wasn't caught, I would probably let them ban Muffin Top, because there is other evidence against him and my beliefs, and I'm sure he would fight it anyways, so they'd probably find out about it either way. I still think either he hacked me, or told someone to hack me and others, so I did what I did. It definitely was not the right way to do it, and I knew that as soon as I sent the picture to the forum admins. I don't want forgiveness from you guys, and I don't want people to keep dwelling on this topic. I know I lost a lot of respect, but that's okay. I think I've proven my point, and I hope I don't have to talk about Muffin Top or any of this on this show again. These things take time to forgive and forget. Okay, so for the Order and Chaos segment today, I'm going to be talking with a special guest star about the mage spec and what we think of the patch update.
Hello everyone, my name is Abevious. I am a mage level 60 guild sovereign, and I'm glad to be here, sir. Alright,
so I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the mage spec. First of all, what spec are you mainly? Permafrost, Skyfire, or Hybrid?
Man, as you know, hybrid mages are always the best, whether it's dungeon or PvP. Currently I'm PvP spec, but I'm hybrid, always a little bit more Skyfire.
And you use that spec in PvP as well, right?
Yeah, but what's interesting is I finally found the spec, which I can't do Noswell's prison with it, but I can handle RK definitely, because I have the Fire Barrage cooldown, whatever. I don't need Flamestorm or anything. And I can also do ET with it. So, and I still have Lightning Fall and Winter Sleep, so I'm pretty happy. I'm a happy camper.
So you're able to clear dungeons by yourself, right?
Yes, sir. And I'm PvP and I can still clear dungeons, so.
Alright, nice.
Yeah, man.
So, what are the most important skills for the spec you have for dungeons or PvP? You can just name your spec, like different spells that you recommend for level 60s.
For dungeon, you obviously, I mean, like, this is very self-explanatory. You need the Fire Barrage, obviously, and then the one right next to Fire Barrage, Flame Charge, any critical damage. Fire spells will have a 100% chance, obviously. You need that, obviously. The most important thing I have, in my opinion, is an extended Windwalker. I always felt like for clearing, that was very important. Most people know I'm not into permafrost at all. I don't like using permafrost. I find Flamestorm slows them down enough, so I use that. Another very interesting thing that a lot of mages are doing is using a Flaming Mind. Anytime your spells deal critical damage, there's a 20% chance your next spell will be instantly cast.
Oh, nice.
Let's say you like take a mob, right? You start fire barraging a mob, you miss a crit, right? What happens is if you have 7 or 8 people in a mob, you're definitely bound to get Flaming Mind activated. That's the cool thing. So you can just, in between your barrages, you can shoot a quick fireball and just like have a nice cyclone waiting, just in case to reset the crit. So I like it.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about mages, but I mean, all I know is that they somehow are able to get a bunch of mobs and kill them, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's magic, man.
Yeah.
My PvP spec now. Man, PvP is very, very easy. It's just Lightning Fall, and I guess the new thing is Winter Sleep, so I jumped on that bandwagon, and I like it. It's cool, it's a good backup. But those are the only two that you need, Lightning Fall, Winter Sleep, and you're set.
Alright. Are there any other skills you have that you recommend?
See here, man. I have for my PvP spec, I make my Shockwave 2 ranks cooler, it gives it a faster cooldown. Let's see here. Obviously, I have my critical magic since it's like a dungeon PvP spec, Blasting Flame has to be totally on the 3rd rank, 3 out of 3. For permafrost, I have Frost Blast. I have all my freeze chances to the max. Like my Frost Bolt's to 5. My Frost Blast is, the Ice Burst that corresponds to it is all the way up to the 3rd rank. So you want them to be able to freeze. And my Wisdom is at full. I have a full erudition and Water Bubble, Rock Piercing, and Stone Armor. Dude, that's it pretty much.
And how do you maintain your mana in dungeons? You just use pots mostly?
And it's all about timing. If you have a good monk, he'll give you mana when you need it without giving himself a divine breath. It's all about timing, man. You just have to pot. Personally, dude, I believe that those 5 gold pots are incredibly important, man. Fuck Game Loft for doing that bullshit, dude. There's 5 gold for those shitty-ass potions, dude, and literally, man, I started with like 10,000 gold after selling a Ghost Bear Cub, and now I have like 1,000, dude. It's depressing.
For duels, you're kind of hoping that the duel goes by fast so that you don't have to waste all your pots, because you have to maintain your mana, right?
Do you use pots during duels? I don't know.
I mean, I don't usually, because I have Divine Breath, but I don't know how it goes for mages.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think people usually, they fucking cry if I start using pots for duels, but I don't know, man. The thing for me for duels, all those other mages like that sit around in Greenmon. I'm not gonna name any names, but I think they're all pro and stuff. Yeah, man. They're always like, you need spell power isn't important, man. You need just stamina. And I'm like, listen, if you can blast, like, let's say a tank or a monk or even a mage, if you can blast them in the first 5 seconds of a duel, you're doing your job as a mage, Like, I hate mages that just kite and Winter Sleep and then Lightning Fall and stun. It's like, all right, I mean, that's cool, you won the duel, but, like, that's not skill, that's just pressing a button, man.
I mean, as a monk, the only way that I've ever beaten a mage is by using the Mantis Cudgel and just stunning them and trying to run away, because they use the slowdown and sleep usually, so I just have to try to run away pretty much.
When was the last time you spec'd melee though?
I haven't spec'd melee, I just have a few points in it.
No? Not interested?
No.
Yeah, man, it's annoying, I know.
Because, they can't even use Divine Breath, so I mean, it's just too complicated.
What's funny about the melee mage thing going on, whenever they duel, whoever gets the first stun off obviously wins, but
yeah.
The thing about mages is, man, mages are so overpowered, man. I'm gonna tell you it first, dude.
Yeah.
We can fire barrage before the duel starts and knock them down, you know? Like, that's just unfair, in my opinion.
You can fire barrage before the duel?
We can fire barrage, like, if you do it right at, like, the 1 second mark or even the 2 second mark, like, it'll knock them down and they don't even have a chance.
Oh, you can just, like, spam it until the duel starts?
No, it's not even spamming. It's just timing, dude. That's it. You just wait till the second, because there's a cooldown once you use it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't crit, yeah.
Wow. To balance the game more, some of the spells from mages and rangers need to get nerfed. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I agree, man. Especially the out of range bug, man. What is that? To take advantage of that until I realized it's a bug, but
yeah, they still haven't fixed that. And
yeah, that's ridiculous.
What armor do you have, and how does it work well with your spec? Do you have like different pieces of the epic rune gear for permafrost and skyfire, or what?
Yes, sir. As many people know, on the Arcadian Forest US server, I have a lot of different pieces of gear. I find gear to be one of the most fun things about MMOs, man. I just love gearing my characters, you know? Like I said before, the people that sit around in green mod not gearing, just being social, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, you know? Once you get your gear, you should be able to become social, man. Not like, I mean, why do people just stand around doing nothing, you know? Anyway, so basically, my most prized possession in terms of gear is my full epic. Well, it's not prized anymore because of the stupid decision by Gameloft to sell essences with runes.
Yeah.
But my favorite, I guess, until then was my magic spell, full magic spell, and basically my full spell power set, including 2 knowledgeable marks, which give 32 spell power. I love this magic excited ring, man, the new epic ring available for souls in the crystal ring of erudition. I'm one of the few mages, I can proudly say, to have a blood monk's cloak of sorcery, which I highly recommended. Guys, you can get it from the beach, you know, where those bloodsuckers are. Grind for that thing. It is the best cloak available for mages by far.
Although in the auction house, I've seen those go for as much as like 5,000 gold. So
yeah, that homosexual muffin top selling it for like 25,000. Like, okay, man.
Goddamn.
Good luck with that, bro. And yes, I'm lucky enough to say I have the Rajil staff, which is by far the greatest epic available for any class.
Well, it's the only epic weapon for mages.
I also have the Crystal Skull Dagger, which I did not ninja.
Oh,
Many
really?
people ask me, but I have that thing. I mean, but it sucks. Yeah, you're right. Let's see here. And then I just got the Infinite Energy necklace. And then, so that's my spell power, full spell power. And then I use the Savage's Choker of Sorcery, which is 100% equal to the Evil Eye Pendant of Sorcery. I don't know why. I guess a mistake on Gameloft's part. Okay, then my other gear, obviously I have stamina gear, water gear is very important as a mage. If you guys are listening to this, if you're a mage and you just started out, what I recommend doing is farming for gear that's available, you know, like around the realm. Like, you know, just water gear is incredibly important. You'll find yourself using water gear repeatedly.
I know a lot of monks who use water gear in duels with archers and assassins, I think.
Exactly. I'll do something for the show. I'll teach you guys a little trick for beating archers.
Okay.
If you're a mage.
All right.
So it's actually, and I think it's an exploit. We were one of the first to find it, but it's quite interesting. So then my water gear, like I was saying, I have Lost Hermitus Robe of Water, but I don't find that useful. I just use Reinforced Force Mage Cloth Robe, which is something every mage, hear me out, should craft literally this second. That, and obviously, I think you know about the Reinforced Constellation, which increases this, you know, like every mage that runs RK uses this thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, increases spell critical chance. Then I have my crit gear for Relic's Key. I think I maxed out my crit. I have the Healer's Crit Necklace, I have the Blood Monk's Cloak of Sorcery, Reinforced Blue Moire Skirt, Swamp Eyes, obviously, the Epic Ring, and then that robe we were just talking about that increases crit. So that's my crit gear. And something interesting I'm trying is making a dodge and parry mage, which is pretty hit and miss, you know, like no pun intended.
Yeah.
Basically, sometimes you'll miss some archer sin attacks, some tank attacks, but I don't find it useful enough to, you know, keep wearing for duels. But I use Salvation Rings of Defense, which increase dodge and parry by, let's see if I have it anywhere near me, I don't know, like 12 or 15 or something like that. Then I use the Squama Pendant of Defense and the Elemental Cloak of Defense.
Alright.
Yeah, man, and I mean, you know what, like, try it. It's not, all that stuff's not that expensive if you're a mage. When you're bored, just try getting some defense gear. It's pretty fun.
Would you ever change your spec or gear if a harder dungeon came out or a PvP arena? What would you change?
My gear. That's the thing, man. I've been having this big conflict about PvP gear, mainly because honestly, I love spell power, but I die so quickly. So
yeah.
I do have to find a happy medium when I'm actually out in Vega and stuff. If an arena came out, I have no idea, man. It all depends on the team. I feel like I would wear more stamina gear just so I'm not completely useless. No, I don't even do dungeons anymore just because I'm afraid of that, man. I just stand around and I'm officially standing around in Greenmont all the time.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen when we get bored of the content that they...
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
So then what were we saying? Oh, and then if a harder dungeon came out, I just spec dungeon, man, and just wear... Probably I'd start with a little bit of crit gear, but the thing about dungeons is you don't even need crit gear unless you're running Relic's Key.
Uh-huh.
You can you can go naked and still crit every time because there's so many mobs, you know?
What if they nerfed Fire Barrage for dungeons?
I'd never run a dungeon ever again. I'd become
Yeah.
pure PvP. That would be ridiculous.
Although they could just make it so it's a less time for Fire Barrage, and then the whole team could go in mob by mob, but...
They could do that, but I heard there was a nerf this update that what they did is they reduced the number of mobs that are allowed to get hit by the Fire Barrage or something.
Oh, really?
So you have if you pull like a bunch, like 5 mobs, like only 3 of them get hit.
So has that affected any of your clearing, or if you're not even...
I haven't seen the difference. I mean, that's what, one of the threads in the forums, like that's what I saw as a mage nerf, but I think it's BS.
So what are some leveling tips that you have for mages? Just like when they're leveling up.
Mages, go permafrost, I believe. Skyfire is good for individual enemies, and when you're 60, Skyfire is great. But just be permafrost, get some AoEs going, make sure you have shockwave, just AoE, and just buy a lot of food.
Alright.
Yeah, and if anyone is hearing this, if you wish me Idaho is sexy, I will personally give you 50 gold in order to level.
What? Okay.
Yeah, man, I mean, why not?
Alright.
Good deed.
Yeah. Let's just talk about the patch update that came out. You said that they had a mage nerf, and I know they've had a couple of monk nerfs, but what are your thoughts on the patch so far?
I kind of agree with the people that hated it. Mm-hmm. I find the fact that you can buy essences for runes complete BS. I mean, there is, on the other hand, they did fix dungeons, which is good. I mean, I think, dungeons were never meant to be exploited. Mm-hmm. But still, it sucks. Mine and yours, our work, is down the drain. It kind of sucks.
But, I mean, we're still able to exploit the dungeons because the new thing that people are doing is just taking a tank and he just runs through all the mobs. The monk relogs, and you just let the other 3 team members die, and the monk logs back on and just revives all of them, so you can get straight to the boss without having to do any of the mobs.
Interesting. Well, I mean, whatever, man. We're gamers. We're smart motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna try that. Is that for ET? I'm guessing that's for Airstar's Temple.
Yeah, that's for Airstar's Temple, but it's the same concept for Noswa's Prison, but you have to kill Ariel first still, I believe. Because you can't...
So yeah, it's definitely longer than before.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can glitch into the wall for Cosmo anymore, because I know people were doing that before.
So now for Noswa's Prison, people just ignore the Executioner.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you have a warrior who demands it because he wants the Vorpal Sword. Have you noticed the zoom thing?
I love it, man.
Yeah, I love
awesome. That. It's like you're playing The Sims, man. It's awesome.
It's basically, it makes dungeons a lot easier, and I know they got that concept from WoW, which they got a lot of their concepts from.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the nicer things.
Have you tried it in Vega? The zoom out is beautiful, man. For PvP.
Really?
Especially
no, I haven't tried it.
If you're a mage, it's awesome. Find a little spot to sit at as a mage, and you can just zoom out all the way and have a vantage point, see a lot more than you did before. And if a ranger pops out, you just gotta have quick fingers. But I wanted to teach you guys how to do the dealing trick against the archers.
Okay.
Right here, what you do is the most underrated thing that Gameloft put into the game is switch target, man. That thing is awesome. So what you do is if you have lightning fall in your spell box, you just put switch target next to lightning fall, and while they're in sneak mode, like while they're getting ready to snipe you, you just have to use both fingers and tap on switch target and lightning fall at the same time, like pretty fast. You know, you spam it really fastly, and what happens is as soon as the archer gets out of sneak, the switch target will automatically put it on the archer, so you can lightning fall immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, and you both will get stunned at the same time, but like mages will win no matter what, unless they silence you. If they silence you, just run. But there you go, man. That's the trick. You just have to spam it at the same time.
Oh, okay. Do a lot of archers know about this?
Nope, none do.
Really?
Yeah, I think a couple mages know about it, but not the vast majority.
Wow. And Gameloft will probably never fix that either.
No.
You want to talk about the hacking thing that's been going on?
Yeah, man. As you know, I don't know if you knew, but remember that blog that taught people how to hack?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I was the sample account. Like, my email was up there. He was like, look at this poor fella. You know, and it was me. Like,
well, I actually know who that is, but...
Oh, who is it?
It's Henry Wallersheim, also known as Igloo. Yeah, it's Igloo.
Oh, that guy,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that guy's the one that's been doing all this hacking.
Apparently he's a white hat hacking, which means that he's doing it like to improve the game or something. But if you use your info as a sample, I mean, that's not really white hat hacking.
Not at all, man. But I mean, he took it down. Like, I posted, I was like, dude, this is my info. Like, that's my personal email. What are you doing? And then he took it down. He's a nice guy, but
I mean, Gameloft doesn't know any of his characters, so they can't really do anything about it. They can't ban him.
Not that they would, man. Gameloft doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that if he's such a white hat hacker, he'd maybe find out who some of these hackers are by like going into their accounts or something and providing evidence, but he hasn't done any of that, so...
It's a problem, man. I've had too much gold stolen. Now I have obviously I recommend this to everyone to have a bank alt to just give all your gold to. And I think I'm good with gold, and I think I won't get my account stolen because he hasn't done that so far. He would have done it already. I think I just jinxed myself, but I was safe in a bank vault, so I recommend everyone to do that. That's the only advice I can give, man. I don't know when it'll stop. Gameloft does not care about us, so.
There's actually, I think, 3 different ways to hack now. One of them is by finding out form info, because apparently all of the passwords and stuff is in plain text, so that's how some people are finding out the passwords of your account. Another way is by packet sniffing, which is where I think it's like a hacking type thing that you can do on Android devices or on iPhone. I'm not sure. It has to be jailbroken probably. And you can just stand around with the level 1 and wait for people to pass you, and you see the passwords and username in plain text, and they can hack you. And also the one that you were talking about earlier, which is where people can actually trade you and they can find out your username and password. But I haven't heard a lot about that one.
The most annoying one there.
Yeah, and the one who it is, what's his name again?
Who? Oh, the Gameloft at Calm.
Yeah. I don't even know if he's been reported yet.
I mean, like, come on, man. They're making it so obvious. The first time I got hacked, I bought a Blood Monk's Coke of Offense.
Yeah.
The guy gave it to me for like 1,000 gold. You know, I was the happiest little girl in the world, man.
Yeah.
I was put it up in auction house immediately because I told him I was going to sell it. But what was interesting is when he traded it, he also like gave me 1 silver.
What?
Like, he gave me the offense Coke, then he gave me 1 silver, and I've heard that happen to many other people that have been hacked. So I think like the information only goes through when like maybe when they give gold or something. I don't know. It's all like it doesn't make sense to me. But his name was Gameloft with a heart sign, and he was a level 60 ranger.
I think the best way to avoid all this is to not trade people, first of all, and just buy your stuff from the auction house if you really want it. I mean,
Exactly.
Is it worth getting hacked over a good deal? I mean,
No, man. Getting hacked is the worst feeling in the world.
So, anything else you want to talk about for the hacking?
No, I prefer not to keep dwelling on this subject. It's actually a horrible, horrible subject, and I hope all hackers die a fiery death because they have no lives. That is the saddest excuse to time spending I've ever heard in my whole life. Man.
Definitely.
That is just sad.
And some people do it because they want to get revenge on people, which is probably the saddest thing.
It's so sad. It just makes me laugh.
So thanks for coming on the show today, Abevious. We talked about some pretty interesting topics.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Maybe in future episodes, you want to come on and talk about anything else that happens in Order and Chaos?
Of course, man. Just tell me whenever to come. I'll be there, my friend.
All right. I just wanted to quickly give an update on the logo contest that I'm doing for the $15 iTunes gift card. So as I said, some of the trolls on the Order and Chaos forums sabotaged the logo contest thread after I got banned, so posting your submission there is obviously no longer an option. Instead, I'm pushing back the entry date by 2 weeks, which means it closes on the 25th of this month. You have plenty of time to make it. Some have already submitted to this through my email, which is 2x4hardcore@gmail.com. Submissions can also be sent through the Facebook page with a link or with the picture posted there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to select the winner, but it depends on how many submissions I get. I might even choose my favorite design myself. I might use the others for something else. I really am not looking for more trolls to send in submissions that dwell on past subjects, as they did in my original thread. So your logo just has to incorporate some elements of this show, whether it be me holding an iPhone, playing a game on an iPhone or an iPad that I talk about on the show, or maybe a character from a game on the design. So I can't wait to see your submissions, and I'll give another update on this in a few weeks. Podomatic actually has a storage limit, so I'm only going to have the latest 10 episodes up on Podomatic. I'll be deleting the first 5 episodes in a few days after this episode has been released, and I'm not sure if that'll affect what's on iTunes. I'm going to test it out with the first episode, and I'll see if it affects it. If it does, I might make another account on Podomatic and see if I can post more there. Or I might just go ahead and buy more of a storage limit on Podomatic, or maybe on another podcast sharing site. Also, I've decided that I'm going to put this show into seasons. I'm going to make each season 20 episodes, so yes, that means that there are 5 episodes left in this season. I'm going to take about a month off after each season, so I can begin preparing for the next one, and I'll have a lot to talk about at the beginning. And also, if something else comes out, like something really important, like an Order and Chaos update, maybe a new game that came out for the iPhone or iPad, or maybe updates for other games. If that happens, I will be posting bonus episodes, and I'll probably only have a couple of those in between seasons, and I'll try to post those to keep you guys interested and entertained for that month. I'm hoping to end this season by the end of February, so that's 5 episodes. I'm going to be taking off the break during March, so you may see some bonus episodes there. And I'll resume with Season 2 on April 1st. That's my plan. I'm not sure if it'll get pushed back or anything. I'm hoping that another Order and Chaos update comes out before the end of February, so I can talk about it on the show a little. And if not, I'll just do it in a bonus episode. So I think that this season thing is going to work out a lot better. It gives me time to plan for the next season and to do some other things for that month. So you guys can look forward to that. One more quick thing that I wanted to talk about is actually an application that goes alongside with Order and Chaos that's going to be released by one of the members of the 2x4 hardcore community and of the Order and Chaos forum community. The app that he's releasing is actually a talent calculator app, and this is by Dragonoid. He told me about this in the game, and he showed me some of the features of the app. He told me that he paid someone to make this app for him, and he's just adding some last tweaks and looking over it. And I think he'll be releasing the app for about $1 in the App Store. So basically this talent calculator, you can input your talents and see what the end result is and get tips, or you can see what other people are doing with their talents. There's a lot of different features of it. I'm going to try to put a link to the features page in the description of this episode. So I highly recommend that you guys keep an eye out for Dragonoid's talent calculator app. And when that comes out, I will definitely be talking about it on the show and showing you guys what it is. So thanks Dragonoid for sending me this information, and I can't wait for your app. So this was a very scandalous episode of 2x4 Hardcore. I talked about some topics that I needed to talk about, and I talked with Abevious about Mage Spec and what he thinks of the patch update and the future of Ordering Chaos. So next week, I will be talking about the WOM 3rd Beta. Next week also brings the Minecraft Pocket Edition update, which is supposed to bring a lot of new content. So I will be talking about that this weekend, hopefully, and that'll be released. And in the coming weeks, I'll be releasing the last few episodes of this season with guest stars, more gameplay of other games, and some wrap-ups for Season 1. I hope you guys liked the episode, even if it was slightly controversial. I will see you guys this weekend. Peace.